Do you meditate? Do you have a spiritual practice that you do every morning? Do you want to have one? Hi, my name is Susie, and I help women rewrite their lives so that then they can create their happily ever after. I mention a spiritual practice all the time in these videos, and it occurred to me that maybe some of you don't know what I mean. And so, while there are a million different ways to have a spiritual practice, I mean, the word spiritual itself can mean so many different things to so many different people. I just wanted to share a simple meditation that I used to do about 30 years ago that was really, if you're just getting started, there's plenty of guided meditations, but um, of all the meditations I've done in my life, which I've done a lot of different kinds, for me, the most peaceful, healing, effective ones are when there's no one talking in my ear, no music, no nothing. It's just me in silence, which if you knew me, silence is, I like to talk a lot, right? So silence for me is very curative, very restoring, rejuvenating, peaceful. It just can give my mind a break, right? So, but sometimes, like 30 years ago and today, still, my brain loves to drive me crazy. It's like Velcro for every upsetting, irritating, annoying thought within a vicinity of me. And so, this meditation, this quick meditation I'm going to share with you, is really effective for when you have a lot on your mind, if you're going through a hard time, um, if you're overwhelmed, no matter what, like if you're just done, right? You're just struggling. This meditation, for me, I'll just talk you through it, and then I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll just try to do it with you. But it comes in three parts. The first part is where you think of everything that's upsetting you, right? Um, Money, relationships. For me, it's always, my weight. What should I eat today? Exercise. If you're dealing with any kind of illness or pain in your body, or conflict, or trying to heal stuff from your childhood, like all those and anything else that you can think of. So in the first part of the meditation, you literally just think of all the stuff. Now, I like to think in pictures. I remember Temple Grandin did a talk about the autistic brain, and I'm like, I'm autistic. And I'm not full blown autistic, and I'm not trying to make light of that. But when she explained how autistic children and people think in pictures, I'm like, so do I. I do that. I completely do that. When anyone ever tells a story or a joke, I see it in my mind. So this can really be helpful when you're meditating or visualizing, of course, right? Because you can see it. So, a great thing to visualize when you're thinking of all the things that are upsetting you or your problems is you can imagine like a great big bag, and you're pouring all of those troubles and worries and thoughts in the bag. And then you can wrap up the bag and throw the bag in the ocean. Or you can throw the bag on a fire and watch it burn, right? Or whatever you believe in. If you believe in Jesus or Buddha or whoever you believe in, give the bag to your higher power, even to your higher self. So list and imagine all the things that are troubling you and take your time, right? Give yourself about a half an hour to do this. I mean, you might get done in 10 minutes, but just give yourself time. So list and think of everything that comes to your mind that is upsetting you, that you're struggling with. And then put it in a bag, put it on the fire, put it in the ocean, give it to God. Marianne Williamson always likes to say, put it on the altar to be altered, which I think is awesome. My altar is like stretches all the way across the world by now. I've put so much stuff on it, but it keeps getting bigger. It's a miraculous altar. Okay, so that's part one. Part two is you think of all the most powerful phenomenon in the universe, or in this, I like to think of the powerful things on this earth, right? Like earthquakes or volcanoes or Niagara Falls. I've been to Niagara Falls a bunch of times, so I can easily remember Niagara Falls and the pure force of the water, right? Thunder, lightning, the gravitational pull. Think of all, like a tsunami. Think of all the power in this natural world and then in the universe. However smart you are, however much power you know about, think about that power, right? The power of nature, the power of a grizzly bear, whatever you can think of that feels powerful to you. Think about those powerful aspects of nature and those powerful things that exist. So the first part is think about all your problems and things that are bothering you and releasing them. The second part is thinking of all the most powerful things you can think of. And then the third part is to imagine that you are one with all of that power. So imagine the waterfall, the volcano, the hurricanes, all of that, and imagine that you, as a human being, are literally one with the natural world. And so that power that runs through Niagara Falls runs through you. That power that creates worlds created you. That electricity that flows everywhere, the magnetic, electrical, quantum field is within you, is connected to and vibrates with you. I hope I'm not losing you by getting too airy-fairy here. But it's not airy-fairy. I mean, there's hundreds of books that will tell you that we literally are connected to the electromagnetic field. We are one with the universe. That's a scientific fact. It's not a religious, ridiculous notion. Whether there was a Garden of Eden, I don't know. But I do know that metaphorically, we're all in the garden. Yet we kick ourselves out of the garden every time we think a thought of lack or an unloving thought. We kick ourselves out of the garden. So I invite you today to do this meditation. The first part, think of everything that's bothering you. The second part, imagine all of the power of the universe. And the third part, feel, know, claim, affirm, believe that all of that power is available to you and that you are actually one with that power. Power is not outside of you. Power is within you, and you have access to it. You can have the most incredible $250,000 Tesla in the world, but if you don't plug that in, it ain't going nowhere, because the power is the electricity. And it's the same with us, right? Every one of us is a Tesla. Every one of us is a human being who has the ability to plug in to all the power of the universe. And meditation and a daily spiritual practice is how you plug in. We have to eat, we have to drink. There are certain things we have to do, but I can't think really of anything more important than finding a spiritual practice that works for you. Meditation, stillness, nature, doing these kind of visualizations. And then, the meditations I did 30 years ago, I do totally different ones now. Like, the great thing about a spiritual practice is that as you evolve, is that it works, number one. As they say in AA, which I'm not an alcoholic, but I've been to some of those meetings for different things. And I like at the end how they say it works if you work it. So it's not like magic where you just meditate a couple times and voila. It's not like drugs where you pop a hit of acid and you're woo. I mean, it can be, but the the gorgeous, fabulous, wonderful thing about a daily spiritual practice is that it builds day after day, month after month, year after year. And if I think about the Susie I was 30 years ago and the Susie I am today, oh yeah, I still got a lot of things I'm working on. Like I said, that altar is, if it wasn't a divine altar, it'd be collapsing under the weight of all the things that I put on it every day. But with that said, oh, what they used to say when I used to be a Christian, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I'm going to be. But thank God I'm not where I was. And I'm not where I was because I have a daily spiritual practice. That's what I wish for you. And I'll be sharing more and more spiritual practices. And you know what? Spirituality is fun. It can be fun. It can be silly. I have flirted with the universe, and the universe has told me jokes. Maybe I'll do videos on that, on how fun and silly and hilarious the universe can be. Religion is wrong. God is not a hateful, mean-spirited, serious, punishing, I don't want to swear, but he's not an awful ogre tyrant. He's not even a he, right? Spiritual practice gives you a way to connect with all the love in the universe and all the power. And that means miracles, all kinds of miracles. So try this meditation. Think of all the things that are bothering you, think of all the power in the universe, and know that you are one with that power. Practice letting go of all the shit that's weighing you down. Practice it. List it, let it be, and then let it go. Let it release. And let yourself identify with this more powerful version of you. Try it. You'll like it. It's practice, right? Practice, practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Nobody expects anybody to be perfect, right? It's the same. It's like that with playing an instrument or being a writer or anything else. Writing is rewriting. Living is practicing. So it's the same with spiritual practice. So you're a lousy meditator. So many people say, I can't meditate. My mind is too busy. Well, nobody's got a busier mind than me, right? But I've practiced. And the more you practice, you will be able to come to silence. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with the guided meditations. Those are fantastic as well. Check out Ram Dass, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, Aaron Doughty. There's so many YouTubers that do wonderful meditations. Find what works for you and do it every single morning. You'll feel better. All right. Take care. Bye.